Okay, what's up, everybody? How you doing? How's your mama, your brother, your daddy, your sister, all the good stuff, your loved ones? This is On the Court, Off the Street. Today, my guest is a YouTuber, videographer, photographer for the Waves. Recently finished an internship for Story Now and is a student at the Carolina Schools of Broadcasting. Did I say that right?
Carolina School of Broad.
Carolina School of Broadcasting. Today, my guest is Myles Ferguson. How you doing, Myles?
Well, pretty good, pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing excellent, man. It's a new year, so hopefully we can get the ball rolling. This is my first interview of 2021. So I'm glad to have you on, man. And let's just get straight into it. So, um, you, like I said, videographer, photographer, you got your own YouTube channel, The Waves. Tell me how you got into photography.
So it's actually a little funny story about how I got into photography. So how I got into photography was I first started. I think it was in an English class my senior year of high school. Now, everybody knows in high school, those are your final years, and even just in general, upon high school wanting you to find out who you truly are supposed to be by your 11th grade year, which is really ridiculous. I really didn't know what I wanted to be at that time. And so, but I've always had a passion for scenery. And so I really just loved that. So, and within through that, scenery just always scenery was brought to me through music. And so I remember, like I said, I was in my English class and I was watching the Kanye West Runaway video. Now, this is about like a 30-minute video. This isn't like a just a regular music video. He has like an entire like plotted storyline out video if you've ever seen it before. And just the scenery of it all, even though he's telling a story through the video itself, the scenery and all the subliminal things and that he puts inside of the videos tells a story as well. And just in general, off of watching that, I was inspired after that to really put forth what I can do upon through a video. So actually, we would say videography would be one of my first things that I fell in love with. It really had caught me a stride and wanting to do those things. Of actually showing personality, showing art, and showing a story through video. Even you can do those things without words. And so it all transferred into photography because once you get a camera, of course, it comes with video. You can do video or do photography. So photography actually came along with that. So videography was my first thing, but overall, just the scenery and of the producing of that video had really got me inspired to start doing what I do.
I gave everybody the formal introduction of you, but Miles is actually my boy. I've known him since
Yeah.
eighth grade,
Yes, sir.
so about 8 years.
Hmm.
So as long as I've known Miles, I've probably only even heard him really angry twice, like really angry, maybe like two times. And so you're a black man, in now 2021, but 2020 just ended, so I'm going to speak as if I'm still there for a minute. You're a black man in 2020 in the United States for all this racial injustice going on, obviously a pandemic. How is it that you're always managing to keep your cool?
So a way of managing just in general of keeping it cool. I've always kind of had this ideology upon why let a particular person get you out of character. And so, as many may not know or many may know, I'm a strong believer in God. And from what Scripture tells us, in which we should be slow to anger. So when I look upon things, especially within this world, and seeing how much I should be angry, how much I should go off and I should do irrational things upon, but in ways these ways would not be irrational because I have every right and every reason to. Just simply being a black man, we already know simply how systemly set up it is made for us to get quick to anger. And I noticed that even such as you say, a lot of the racism going on nowadays, a lot of racist people know how to get to us because they know we sometimes are a little quick to anger simply because they know how to tick us off. So just simply just keeping your cool, keeping a peace of mind is probably one of the most important things. And that's also something that really had got me through this pandemic, especially within the uncertainty of everything. So keeping that peace of mind and everything like that, that's I mean, that's the number one thing that you should have upon any circumstance or situation that may be going on, whether in or outside of your life. So that pretty much is always just helped me keep my cool and just pretty much know, a lot of stuff is temporary. So
Cool. What is it? Because this episode will be titled "Being Comfortable in Your Own Skin." I've noticed you've never let someone get under your skin to, the point where you're thinking about doing something stupid that would cost you, your job, school, opportunities. So, what is it about being comfortable in your own skin and being confident that keeps you? I want to say happy because not everybody, no, everyone's not happy all the time, but keeps you, content, even keeled.
so within keeping my cool and also that's a part of, keeping people out of under your skin, I and being me being comfortable within myself. It's more of a mindset thing, which I always that you have to keep um, when it comes to being confident within yourself. Because even us as black men, you remember that the little black man post? I think it was like during the Blackout Tuesday, and everybody was like, I'm a black man. I don't tear down another black man. Like, but yeah, all we do is roast each other all the time. Like that's all we do. And then some things, and I look, for me personally, that is not going to get to me because I know it's all jokes. But sometimes it actually gets to people from disrespecting. But just I always say I'm a firm believer within respect. So, and like I said, it also implements within me getting slow to anger. So, if you have respect and you're getting slow to anger, you're not pretty much going to get people up under your skin simply because it's just like, I know who you are, you know who I am. This isn't going to get any further than what it is going to get. So, within me being comfortable within myself, I don't know. I just I think it's now me personally. I can say like I've always been comfortable to be able to try new things and be the person who I am. Even as a kid, because I look back at some of my pictures and just see like personality through my photos. Like it's just been something that's just been instilled with me. But for others, I would say it's all about knowing that you're one of one. There's no one else like you. Um, you're put on this earth and you're the only person with your personality, only person, who looks like you. You may have people who look similar than you, but you're still one of one. So within having that just alone and knowing that you're the only person of you on this entire earth, that should boost your confidence upon anything. To know that nobody is like you and nobody can reach to your level of who you are, and that you are in control of all the levels of what you are in this world. So being comfortable and having that confidence about yourself and knowing that you can be the best, and it's all based off determined off work ethic and who you are. That's a big confidence booster of how I keep myself together.
Like I said, you go to the Carolina School of Broadcasting. Before then, I know you had some college choices. Tell us what those college choices, could have been, whether that had been another broadcasting school or a college or university, and then tell us why the Carolina School of Broadcasting was the best decision for you.
So personally, for when I first got out of high school, I wanted to go to A&T. Now I did have a lot of options. I think it was like Bethune-Cookman, and if any Livingstone listeners out there, that was probably not an option I was going to go to, but they
You remember what they used to say in high school? We gonna make you do it. It's basically a boot camp,
they were
and
just,
that ain't no shade towards
like I
Livingstone, but
said, no
we heard that.
Livingstone shade, but
But
man,
that was just like, if you act up, yeah, we gonna make you run miles for that. And we was just like, I
nah,
don't know about all.
good on that. So I mean, yeah, A&T was my first thing. So, but it was a journey process, and there was ups and downs. So within me starting out of getting out of high school, I didn't go to. I was already just simply didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I didn't want to go out and start school and didn't know what where in the world I wanted to go within a career wise. So what I did was I took a year off just to get a little vacation in, get a peace of mind. Finally out of high school, I'm out of there. Don't have to deal with that anymore. So pretty much just working the 9 to 5. But after that, I was like, it's automatic grind mode. I got to get to where I am going to be. So then I wanted to go to CP. So I wanted to go to A&T. So I started out with CP to get the prerequisites out the way. Long story short, there was one class that really just turned me off from the whole entire UNC system and the 4-year college situation. So
Could you tell us what that class was? Or what's the
class
class?
was an English class, and it was just like I felt like I was literally writing my best work and doing my best work, and I'd come back with 60s and 53s. And the teacher was pretty hard, like marking 10 points off for no period, 8 points off for no comma. And it was just like, I'm not finna do this. This is just too much. Like, and you're purposely trying to get me to quit. So not that she got to me, but of course, in the situation I am now, I look back and I laugh and I'm like, like I said beforehand, everything's temporary. So you pretty much have to work through all your situations. But I went to CP, didn't do so good. And then I could have just sat back and just continued going back to work on a 9 to 5 and had all my motivation upon getting an education or actually going out to extend, my education upon what I could do in a career. And I could have just stopped. But I looked it up on the internet and I was trying to find something, around my area because, like I said beforehand, I didn't know what I wanted to do. At that point, I was just looking for what's going to bring money into my pocket. So I was wanted to be an orthodontist, and I'm 6'3". I'm a pretty big guy. I don't see myself digging in somebody's mouth. I don't think nobody want me face to face with them in there, trying to be an orthodontist. And that's just not that. It's just, I didn't have a passion upon doing that. As I said beforehand, vision and scenery and photography and videography, it was somewhere that I can really implement myself because within that time, that's when I started my YouTube channel. Not going to school. So then I found Carolina School of Broadcasting. Like I said, there was no prerequisites there. There was no math. There was no science. No stuff that I actually don't need. It was simply just you're going to be learning what it takes to get inside of the field upon broadcasting. So that's radio, that's podcasting, that's editing, that's videoing news, that's learning different softwares like Premiere Pro, Final Cut, and it's a few more that we learn, Lightroom, and a little bit of Photoshop. And then, it was a lot of different things of which we had learned there that had really it literally put me in the right position to say, okay, this is what I want to do. But upon walking in there, you have your mindset, oh, I want to be a news reporter. But no, my mindset totally changed throughout the time of being there. So that was my little journey upon going there, upon taking a year off, going to CP, not doing so good, and then flunking out, and then getting back on the road. And now I'm here at the same track as you, as my best friend, about to graduate here in the same year. So it's all about in due timing and, God's timing, which is the best timing. So
tell us what Story Now is, and tell us, a little bit of the things you got to do with them.
So within Story Now, the internship that I just finished, it was more so of a documentary based company to where we go out and we shoot videos for different nonprofits around Charlotte or surrounding areas. And basically I was the editor for their videos. So of course it had like a template laid out and stuff like that. It's a little complicated, but just really it got me on hands in the field of constantly knowing how to edit faster, getting work done on a quicker time period, and on a deadline. So working inside of there was pretty cool. It was a kind of a short experience, but overall, just being able to work for a company and doing the things that you like to do and that you enjoy simply as a hobby or something that you do on the side. Like you said, I did YouTube beforehand, so just editing was pretty cool to me. It's not as fun simply because they had a template, but being able to do that for a company was really good experience for hands-on work.
The Waves, and that's spelled Wavezs, is your YouTube channel. Tell us a little bit more about the Waves, and I guess what the dynamic of the channel is, and tell us how you came up with the name and the spelling.
All right, so the Waves is my YouTube slash photography company slash videography. Now, of course, I already got my LLC and branding rights and all that stuff within my company, so nobody could steal the name. So simply because everybody had already had the name The Waves as like
Okay.
different things, you kind of had to switch it up to kind of make it, I don't know, unique in a way. So there was nothing really special within the spelling. It was simply what was available, which I found that looked kind of cool upon, just even visually. So within the Waves, I created it because when I first started YouTube, um, I pretty much at that time, it was 2017, I graduated. Everything was shifting at that time: music, culture, um, just pretty much everything in that time, and me, even me myself, within transitioning into a new part of my life. Um, the Waves was I created the name simply because of uh, culture as a general. Honestly, is like a wave. There's stuff that it keeps on moving forward. It's constantly moving. It's constantly changing, such as in like a wave in the ocean, as you could say. There's different currents. It's moving different ways, and there's versatility of it all. So the waves came from just overall, just in general. You can kind of metaphorically put them together upon shifting and changing. So, and I put that upon culture. So, of course, my content is now changing. Beforehand, I was doing like vlogs and certain videos like that. But now I can say I haven't posted in a while simply because me as a person, I can say, even in those older videos, I'm not the same person because those were when I was a little bit younger. So, I'm not even the same person in some of the older videos. So just a rebranding, and as we say, the waves. So everything's constantly shifting and changing all the time. So yeah, this me in general, my content will be changing as of now, simply because I guess it's not the thing I was on beforehand is not the wave anymore. So
Abbreviation of on the court off the street.
yeah.
There's a picture. Miles's preview picture is him with DDG, as everybody knows, rapper, YouTuber. Tell us how you finessed your way onto the court to get a picture. How you kind of blended in to get this picture with DDG.
So within that picture of DDG, it's crazy because I honestly, me personally, I don't like looking like a fan. Now, of course, within DDG, I was watching him when I was in high school, probably about a junior, and he was in college at the time. And it was kind of like he was blowing up. He was probably getting about 20,000 views at the time, but of course, he wasn't at the extent of what he's at now. So at that time, he was in college, and I just really liked seeing, you know, thought it was cool. Hey, let me video my everyday life of going to class, doing different stuff, and creating content, having fun. And so it was just a normal YouTuber that many people did not even know at the time. So then finally, I think that was 2018 or 2019. I think that picture was in. It was like, dang,
What was that? Was that a CIAA?
no, it was actually at a Power 98 celebrity basketball game that I had attended at Joshua C. Smith. And there was a lot of people that said it was Nick Cannon was there. Um, a lot of people from Wild 'N Out was there. DDG was there. And that was just the number one name that has stuck out to me because I'm like, dang, I've been watching him since, high school, and I'm finally being able to see him in person. So being able to see that, I was just like, yo, I got to get on the court. So, of course, it was packed, and of course, there was a lot of security. Now, me already had my camera on deck with me. So, and me being a bigger guy, I don't know if they thought I was a bodyguard. I don't know who they thought I was. But I literally went from the stands. I just literally walked downstairs and sat beside DDG. That's all I
You
did.
blending in.
And if you can see in the picture, I just have on a regular outfit, a hat, white t-shirt, jeans. I don't even have on a good pair of shoes, I think. But I just literally just walk from the stand. My girlfriend's actually in the same picture. She was in the background because we were so close. And my girlfriend was actually yelling for his name to get his attention so I can get him on my YouTube. But I was like, honestly, doing this, I look like a fan, and people are just gonna be like, "What are you doing?" Like, relax, dude. So I was like, you know what, bro, I'm just gonna do it because simply, I guess I blended in. Like I said, I'm a pretty big dude, tall guy. Nobody questioned me. Nobody looked at me. Nobody did anything. I didn't have a lanyard pass. I had none of that. I literally just walked from the stands, walked downstairs, made a turn, and sat right beside him and just started talking. And his manager, both his managers were there at the time. But he arrived a little late, so he didn't even get to play. He played, but he didn't get to play a lot for the basketball game. So, yeah, I literally just went down there and went to go talk to him. That was it. And then after that, we just chopped it up and got it on video because little did he know, from me watching his videos from high school, I don't know if I have my camera right here or not. This exact camera, which is a Canon 70D, that was his first camera when he first started out on YouTube. And he had recommended it in one of his videos. And that's why when I got this camera, that was the number one thing in which I had recommended we'll go ahead and get it because of the quality, the way it looked, and simply because of him. And he was just like, "How do you know that?" I'm like, "Dude, you made a video about it. Like, like you clearly made a video." And he was like, "Oh, okay." So then just chopped it up, simple talking. It wasn't nothing too major, but got him on video, and it was a pretty cool experience being able to finally meet somebody, a real genuine, cool dude.
Definitely. And so, if it's not clear to anyone already, can you explain, what exactly your career goal is? Maybe you can even do short term, what you're trying to do, accomplish in the next, few months, couple years, or maybe, the long term vision.
So within the next couple of months, here I'm closing out, about to graduate. I want to go ahead and get a production job, such as in working for a commercial or working for TV, possibly sometimes news, just to get that hands-on experience. But within that couple of months, I want to secure myself a job within working for a production company, somewhere that videos and edits different content, that may air on TV. So what I want to do with that is I want to go ahead and um, I want to secure that job and work there for at least the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years. But within that, the ultimate goal, upon a 15-year goal, I want to have, or shorter, because simply because who knows how with COVID and everything may change, but or shorter. And within, I would say, 10-year span, I want to own my own production company. I want to have my own simply because uh, even being in this field and meeting new people and visiting these big corporation places, I don't see many people that look like me and you. So, and it's I know a lot of us we are some of the most talented people on earth, and we do this job uh, to on another level. I mean, turn on sports TV, turn on anything, we are out here killing it. So, I want to have my own production company solely based upon having a black business, a black owned business. And simply because I've been doing this for quite some time upon video and editing, and I did a little bit of journalism, but you kind of know your way around the ropes when you're around the people who do it. Because I know my way around that in this field, I kind of want to have, I kind of know that standard that I'm looking for within a production company to know, hey, this is the standard that needs to be. If you fall short, I can let you know. So me owning my own production company and overall is my number one thing, and solely having that to be, like I said, people that look like me and you, black people, brown people, to be able to work for my company and be able to get paid good money. Because like we said, I go in some of these places. I'm not going to say any of the company names, but I literally didn't see one person that looked like me or you. People who've been working there for years, and I know, like I said, a lot of us are talented, so I really want to get that implemented into my future. And it's not easy. It's not going to be easy at all, and a lot of stuff is expensive. Like I know some of these cameras is like $15,000 to $20,000, but it's like it's possible, and simply by me being exposed to being able to get put down at the bottom and being flunking out of college, flunking out of school, and being able to get myself in a position now, I definitely know within a 10-year span I can get where I want to be.
yourself, what did you accomplish in 2020 that you're proud of? I feel like I mean, even if it's just at the time of recording, it's January 2nd, 2021,
Mhm.
you can just say, me being here is an accomplishment. But what is something that you yourself have seen from maybe the same time around last year that you're just like, I've improved on that, or I've added a new skill, I've stopped doing that? Let's do that to end this episode on a good note.
So from last year, like I said, I walked into my school kind of not knowing I knew what I want to do, but I didn't exactly know, and everything changed within being there. But I can't say within being in my school, being the top of my class, making my dean's list, and being able to have opportunities such as uh, I've hosted two. Well, here in January, be hosting my second Carolina Connection show that'll be on TV. The consistency and having that mindset of wanting to work, just simply from the beginning, being the first person in there, showing those instructors, those teachers that you're hungry and that you want it more than anybody else in that room. Going above and beyond, having people admire you and look up to your work. Um, it's just if you want it that bad, you kind of, and I don't want to say the cliche thing of, if you want it, you got to put your mind to it, but it's kind of like you got to put your mind to it. You got to physically put your body up to it upon getting up earlier than everybody else, staying late and doing extra work. It takes more than just putting your mind to it. So I would say that consistency upon really pushing myself to be the best version of myself, because as beforehand, I didn't like the version of myself. The version of myself was inconsistent. I was slacking off. I wouldn't really have a mindset upon going back to school, but really wanting and seeing the things that I want in life, it's kind of like if you have an expensive lifestyle, you got to work for that expensive lifestyle. If you have a vision of where you want to be, you got to work for it. It's not going to be easy. So, really pushing yourself past what your mind can see is probably one of the best things that I did last year, even throughout COVID. And I'm not even trying to go down upon COVID upon anybody who went through it, but COVID is not an excuse upon not being able to do um, great things, because a lot of people like to use that excuse. Oh, COVID, I didn't get to do that due to this. But look, I was literally learning how to work a news camera from home, reading a manual, and not even having the camera in my hands. And I'm still at the top of my class. So, and like I'm saying, it's you really got to set your mind and your body and everything, every foot forward if you really want to get to the top. So, and I'm not even there yet. I'm probably not even halfway there. I'm still just an intern. But to set the example for yourself, to show yourself what you can do, you got to get it. You got to put the grind in and work into it. So, this is Myles Ferguson, on the court and off the street.